welcome on board. Lovely to have you with us. And the good news is stores.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. There are numerous airline brands that produce and fly commercial airlines in the aviation industry. Comparing airlines from each airline company can be identified by a special paint, mark, or design representing that particular brand. This remains the most obvious way to identify the company that a parked airliner belongs to at any airport. The selection of hues, designs, and symbols for an airplane's exterior is crucial. It serves as the primary component of an airline's brand and a fantastic marketing tool everywhere the aircraft flies. In addition to employing painting as a branding strategy, they are crucial for comparing upkeep costs, as it also serves as a form of corrosion protection. Every few years, planes are repainted, and the procedure is assessed for its marketing potential, financial viability, and environmental impact. It's not easy to paint an airplane, and it might be really challenging due to the numerous processes and complexities of each step. To move a parked aircraft from its location to the paint hangar, the technicians employ specialized ground machinery called a pushback truck. These trucks often have diesel engines, a low gearing transmission, and a chassis configuration that keeps the center of gravity relatively low to the ground. This low configuration aids in steering stability, and they normally have a low height to prevent collision with the aircraft's wings or nose. To move the aircraft, the pushback truck uses a unique towing hook mounted on the nose landing gear. Another option for moving the aircraft safely is to attach a tow bar from the truck to the aircraft. A barless tow truck can also transfer an airplane to the hangar without needing any bar. The Airbus A380 is one of the most advanced passenger planes produced by the aircraft giant Airbus. Though first introduced back in 2007, the aircraft continues to be a popular option among major airlines. Before adding new coats of paint, the A380's existing layer of paint must be removed. Typically, to remove the old paint, a specific chemical composition is sprayed on the aircraft. And gradually allowed to break down the previous paint in a dissolution process. This process can take a lot of time to accomplish. The spray system used for aircraft is a feed gun with high volume, low pressure mechanisms that can apply a very thin, uniform layer of paint. Spraying an aircraft is done in 3 different batches or coats. There is an anti-corrosion primer, the bottom coat, and the top coat, which are applied sequentially after the old layer has been removed. With each layer being a fraction of a millimeter thick. Painting an aircraft is no easy task. And the amount of time needed for the paint to dry depends on the chemical makeup of the paints used in the spray system. Distinguishing military aircraft from commercial aircraft is often straightforward. Based on the unique quality and coat of paint used by the military. The fleets of the United States military are usually defined by their distinctive shades of gray color as per requirement. The presence of any aircraft with this trademark color is enough to give warning signs to the enemy's camp, or to serve as an awareness tactic to the ground troops and allies. When utilized on night missions where visual detection is to be avoided, some military special operations cargo aircraft are painted in dark colors to maintain their stealth signature and lessen the likelihood of being spotted. The equipment and facilities used to paint an aircraft can greatly affect how quickly, easily, effectively, and safely the task is completed. If necessary, components of the aircraft can be painted in a paint booth, and by extension, the whole aircraft can be painted at once in the paint hangar facility. To achieve the best results, the hangar needs to be under perfect lighting, ventilation, humidity conditions, and be free of dust. The key requirement for painting is to ensure the spray system has a constant air supply by using a typical feed spray gun. The aircraft is painted using different amounts of mixed paint in a pressure tank. An ideal method for painting that allows for more coverage without constantly stopping to refill the spray gun's cup, and more material to be put on the surface without overspray. There is a mechanical paint stirrer to mix large quantities of materials, and it can be controlled either electrically or through the use of a pneumatic system. The complexities of painting and the facilities needed make painting an extensive process that needs meticulous attention to detail. Some parts of the plane are covered with tape before the process. And 3 layers of paint coats are added using the high-volume, low-pressure spray system. The military frequently employs paintings and artwork as a means of honoring important moments in aviation history. One such example is the sleek design, which differs from the typical tactic two-tone gray given to the A-10 Thunderbolt II aircraft fighter to commemorate 100 years of flying. It is a mixture of black and dark gray, with the colors blending along the paint lines on the wings, engines, and fuselage. The rotary cannon is surrounded by a green-eyed snake motif on the aircraft's nose. The opposing tail flashes with a racer's flag and Terre Haute text on it. At the same time, the sides are personalized with text like Fort Wayne in yellow with a blue Indiana State flag background. The Indiana Air National Guard's logo, which has Indiana Air National Guard beneath a sizable number 100 and the years 1921 to 2021, is painted on the engines. In a similar vein, an intricate makeover known as the Ghost paint scheme is also applied to the F-16 fighter. The paint scheme is meant to resemble a fighter jet used by an enemy, so that the United States may regularly train its airmen to deal with accurate and realistic threats. Such as aircraft painted to resemble what pilots could encounter in aerial battle. This Ghost scheme comes as a digital paint pattern, with an adhesive roll stencil roughly 3 feet wide and 8 feet long. To get everything lined out, a piece of tape had to be precisely placed and overlapped in a precise form of measurement, resulting in a painting process that is worth every effort. The United States Air Force has a rich history and a strong tradition, and they strive to preserve their heritage in a variety of ways. One approach is to return airplanes to their historical accuracy and best visual similarity through restoration. Each reconstruction effort is unique, requiring a painstaking study of photographs, schematics, plans, and other historical records to achieve an accurate reproduction of their prestigious aircraft. A team of experts in machine and woodworking, as well as precision artistry in sheet metal and painting, was usually involved in the restoration process for historical aircraft. This restoration technique begins with a comprehensive assessment of the airplane before removing the separate pieces for individual treatments. These pieces are cleaned by removing the old primer, varnish, and paint layers with a visual inspection for damage. There are general rules for repairing airplanes, which may mean that portions of the aircraft will need to be modified. In some cases, some parts may require replacement. One of the most challenging aspects of restoration is the task of refurbishing a propeller. Since a propeller is a critical component of the mechanical system of any aircraft. Any deterioration in propellers can only be identified during a comprehensive disassembly and overhaul. Simple artwork and painted designs can be instrumental in promoting and generating revenue for commercial airlines, as well as tactical gains by the military. Thus, it's no surprise that painting has become a simple but effective technique used by the military to uphold its rich history and historic machinery for decades together. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.